And we're live. Good morning. Today is May 1st, 2022, and we welcome you to New York Buddhist Church's live streaming Sunday service, broadcast on Facebook and YouTube. Today is our monthly Shotsuki Hoyo memorial service. We will start today's service with quiet sitting. Please sit up straight, gently, calm your mind, and follow your breath. We will begin with Sambujo, 3 respectful callings, followed by Hyobyakumon, aspirations, and the reading of Meishotsu Hoyo names. Today's chant is SAM-BUTSU-GE, TAN-NEMBUTSU, and Ekoku, merit transference in Japanese and English. Following chant will be Vandana and Ti-Sarana. Our reading today is meditation reading number 6. Today's Gobunsho, Letters of Rennyo Shonin, is Shono Ichiro no Sho, chapter on the teaching of Shinran Shonin. Reverend Isabelle Shinjo Bernard will give today's Dharma message. To end service, we will sing in Lumbini's garden and Nembutsu together, Namo Amida Butsu.
Respectfully call upon Tathagata Amida to enter this dojo as we joyfully scatter flowers of welcome. We respectfully call upon Tathagata Shakyamuni to enter this dojo as we joyfully scatter flowers of welcome. We respectfully call upon the Tathagatas of the 10 directions to enter this dojo as we joyfully scatter flowers of welcome. In reverent contemplation, we realize that Amida Tathagata, in order to liberate all ordinary beings who possess deep and heavy negative karma, has fulfilled his primal vow, merit of which is transferred toward sentient beings by his power. This is the teaching shared by Shinran Shonin, the founder of the Jodo Shinshu school of Buddhism. How fortunate we are to hear it. May we all turn to the great wisdom and compassion of Amida Tathagata in the present life and walk the great path of gratitude and thus attain birth in the Pure Land and the peace of Nirvana. Today, members and friends of the New York Buddhist Church are gathered together to lovingly recall family members, friends, and teachers who passed away during this month of May. Through their lives and example, they brought us to this wonderful teaching today. We know they are now one with the light and life of Amida Buddha and continue to guide us on our own journeys in life, wherever these journeys might take us. These are the names of those commemorated this month. Aunt Esme, Edna Dauber, Atsuko Fujita, Isamu Fujita, Yashio Hasegawa, Reverend Yoshio Hino, Kaichi Horishige, Saiko Ichinohe Horishige, Fujiko Ikeda, Fukutaro Ikoma, Kame Ikoma, Jason Kamada, Yoshio Kamita, Jun Kan, Kimi Hiratsuka Kato, Rolf Kai Knippenberg, Kaizo Kuchiba, Suzao Kume, Toru Matsukawa, Hatsuko Matsumaru, Toshiko Matsumaru, Bunya Matsuchita, David Masushita, Hama Masushita, Shogo Masushita, Mr. Archie, Yoshikazu Mitani, Judy Ayako Miura, Ben Saiko Moribe, Magoichi Okada, Robert Okada, Bruce Hidemi Sako, Midori Masamoto, Yukio Shimoda, Toshio Soeda, Toshi Suemura, Hisafumi Takeda, Toshio Tominaga, Akinosuke Tsutsui, Uncle Lang. Jean Yuriko Weibel, Peggy Chieko Washio, Jane Yatsuda. With adoration, we read the sutras in praise of Amida Tathagata and express our gratitude for the Buddha's great compassion. Please join me in saying the Nembutsu, the Buddha's most honored name. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Our sutra chanting is SAM-BUTSU-GE today, and it's on page 79 in the purple book. Go Shinnen shoujo ito gakoku keraku an kobuten shinmyo zega shinsho Rangan no hiri sho shoyoku jippo seison chi emuge joryo shison chi ga shingyo keryo shinshi shoku dokuchu gagyo shojin ninja And now please rise for the Vandana and Ti-Sarana, and you can find the text on page 167.
I go to the Buddha for guidance.
Dhamma-Dhamma-Dhamma-Dhamma-Dhamma.
Please be seated.
Okay, so let's read together meditation reading number 6, which is found on page 17 in the purple book. Ready? The spirit of Buddha is great wisdom and compassion to save all people by any and all means. It is the spirit of a mother towards her child, nourishing and protecting it. It is the spirit that prompts us to be ill with the sickness of people, to suffer with their suffering. Your suffering is my suffering, and your happiness is my happiness, said Buddha. And he does not forget that spirit for a single moment, for it is the self-nature of Buddhahood to be compassionate. A mother realizes her motherhood by loving her child. Then the child, reacting to his mother's love, feels safe and at ease. The Buddha's spirit of compassion is stimulated according to the needs of the individual. Each person's faith is the reaction to the spirit, and it leads them to enlightenment. Namo Amida Butsu. So we will now hear the Gobunsho epistle of Rennyo, and it is for Shotsuki, Hoyo, Shonin, Ichiryu no Sho, and you can follow along on page 140. So I'll read in English first and then the traditional. Shonin Ichiryu no Sho. Chapter on the teaching of Shinran Shonin. Shinran Shonin taught that the essence of Jodo Shinshu is Shinjin. The reason is that by abandoning all other practices and completely entrusting ourselves in Amida Buddha, our spiritual rebirth is assured by Amida through the inconceivable power of the primal vow. This is known as entering the ranks of the truly assured at the very moment of Shinjin. Thereafter, all utterances of the Nembutsu should be understood only as expressions of gratitude for Amida's assurance of our spiritual rebirth. With reverence, I remain. Shonin Ichiryu no gokanke no omomuki wa shinji no motte honto serare soro. Sono yue wa moro moro no zogyo o nagesu tete. Ishini midani kimyo sureba fukashigi no ganriki to oshite Butno kata yori ojo wa jijo, seshime tamo, sono kurai yo, ichinen bokinyu shoujo shiju tomo, shakushi, sono ue yo shomyo nembutta, Nyorai waga ojo sadame tamaishi gon hoji no nembutto kokoro bekinari Anakashiko, Anakashiko. Namandats, namandats, namandats. And now we will have this week's Dharma message, eagerly anticipated, from Reverend Isabelle Shinjo Bernard. So please listen.
Good morning, everyone. Nice to see you all here. Some familiar faces and some new faces. So it's lovely to greet you all here today. So for today's Shotsuki Hoyo message, it seemed natural to talk about the cycle of life and that which reminds us of the value of the ever-present now. I'm truly grateful for the advent of spring and the lessons of renewal that it brings. Even though the daily news gives me cause for concern, there's always another tree, another breeze or bird to distract me, another reminder that life goes on, even while I'm worrying about the future not yet happenings. This is our human nature, isn't it? Springtime is a season for reawakening our appreciation for the cycle of life. Although it's been a cold start to the warmer weather here in the Northeast, still, I'm enjoying the change of season, trying not to focus on my desire for warmer days, but to appreciate and experience fully the deep content of each day. Our small balcony looks out over many plantings and flowering trees, and it seems like my own personal paradise. Or is it? Nothing in nature exists for or by itself. Living with and for others is nature's credo. Rivers share their water with fish, birds, even stones and plants. Trees shelter and provide food for birds, squirrels, raccoons, and other creatures. Their leaves provide shade on hot days. I can't even describe to you just how much I enjoy sitting under the sheltering canopy of a big tree, sitting with a book, digging my toes into the cool earth, and watching the clouds pass by above. This is idyllic for me. I just hung a bird feeder outside and it sits right across from my desk. So I'm vastly entertained, even as I sit while reading or writing. And I thank the birds for their inspiration for this talk. A cardinal came by this morning. Its beautiful red feathers were sparkling in the sun. Yet, pointedly, rivers don't drink their own water or consider creating borders to keep others away. Trees don't eat their own fruit or create artificial boundaries around themselves. The sun shares its light and warmth indiscriminately, warming all it touches with its rays. The fragrance of flowers draws bees and birds, as well as pleasing my senses with their color and scent. It is, in short, a beautiful day each and every day, if I allow myself to appreciate it, if I can push aside my focus on myself, my desires, my woes, my list of tasks, my daily schedule, and put away my smartphone. So-called smart technology is a big distraction in modern life. I'm both grateful and ruthful when I reach for my phone and find myself an hour later putting it down. Shinran Shonin came to understand the virtues of Amida and Buddhahood itself through his own spiritual awakening, after much study and, more importantly, keen self-insight. Through plumbing his inner world with a lens honed from years of monastic practice, living through an era which was, like ours, beset by war, famine, and plague, he became keenly aware of the truth of Shakyamuni's teachings as well as the content of his enlightenment. The two aspects of Buddhahood, which are always emphasized first, are wisdom and compassion, which Shinran described as being true and real, meaning that Amida's virtues are untainted by issues of personal benefit or desire. These supreme virtues are also non-subjective, untainted by human qualifiers, so they benefit all equally and fully. Untouched by concepts such as time, reality as it truly is exists in a continuum that is amita, which in Sanskrit means measureless, infinite. Its salvific dynamic is ceaseless, and by this we know that the action of Amida's vow will continue until all beings are embraced by its dynamic, that is, saved by suffering, or more poetically, embraced, never to be abandoned. This is truly fukashigi, or inconceivable, isn't it? It's hard to imagine such breadth and depth of giving to all of life itself. Namo Tao. One of the foundational teachings of Buddhism is that all things change, that life is a constant process of becoming. Truth and beauty are both found in these temporal shifts in nature. We can see and enjoy new leaves, blooming flowers on trees, but we also enjoy their shift to autumn colors, and we watch them fall, still beautiful. The entire life of a tree can be seen in its leaves. Their growth from green buds to colorful fallen leaves returning to the soil to nourish the future life of the tree, the soil, and all else. Human life, too, exists in this world of continual flow. Although we want to cling to the pleasant moments and discard all else, it is not possible. Life continues the process of creation and recreation just as is. I am often rueful as to why I, too, cannot simply live accepting the passage of days just as they are, though this also means accepting my own aging, the passage of time, and inevitable death. But to truly live is to accept these dynamics, which are unfolding all around us all the time. To find beauty, happiness, and value in life just as it is means accepting that we are living as part of life's unfolding of itself. We are not separate, apart, or impervious to change. Life is a dynamic force. This truth is all around us all the time. In saying O-NEMBUTSU, we are not only using our tongues and voices and lungs to say words, but we are also feeling Buddha's presence, experiencing the union of our small selves with all of life itself as it guides us to live a life of gratitude for all that we are given for this very life of becoming. Our lives unfold within the dynamic of an Amida Tathagata's wisdom and compassion, this being the very content of the primal or 18th vow. How very fortunate we are that Shinran Sama shared this insight with us. To close, I'd like to share some wisdom from that great sage, Winnie the Pooh. A.A. Milne was not only a writer of children's books, but he also shared some profound insights about life. I call this the Dharma of Pooh Bear. It's a conversation between Christopher Robin and Winnie the Pooh. "Say, Pooh, why aren't you busy?" I said. "Because it's a nice day," said Pooh. "Yes, but..." "Why ruin it?" he said. "But you could be doing something important," I said. "I am," said Pooh. "Oh, doing what?" "Listening," he said. "Listening to what?" "To the birds and that squirrel over there." "What are they saying?" I asked. "That it's a nice day," said Pooh. "But you know that already," I said. "Yes, but it's always good to hear that somebody else thinks so, too," he replied. Pooh, in my eyes, is a true Maya-konen, someone who, while unlettered, uneducated, and perhaps a little slow, was nonetheless insightful as to the true and real value of life itself. Our lives are individually and collectively built on interconnectedness, that which transcends time and space. Pooh's relationships with those all around him and his connectedness to the world he lived in were all deeply significant and contributed to his appreciation of his life, which was lived in awareness and with gratitude. As we are all connected through time and space in Nembutsu, through saying the name, Namo Amida Butsu, and listening deeply, we become awakened to infinite light and life, the compassion and wisdom of reality as it truly is, that informs us that our lives, though brief, have infinite connection to all others. Those we memorialize here today made our lives possible, as have countless others who have gone before us. With all of that in mind, let us entrust ourselves to Amida Buddha by placing our hands together in Gassho and saying the Buddha's sacred name together in one voice. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Doubts. Namo Doubts. Namo Doubts.
Okay, so thank you, Reverend Isabelle, for a very beautiful and wonderful reflection of the season and really what's important in life. So now we will have our Gathas, so please rise for the Gathas in Lumbini's garden, which you can find on page 175 in the purple book, followed by Nembutsu, which is on page 169.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Please be seated.
The great sound of enlightenment, that was, in case you were wondering. So now it's time to acknowledge those who helped with the service today, and first and foremost to Reverend Isabelle for a wonderful and moving and very timely Dharma message. And our greeter today is Mikio Sakai. Thank you so much. Our crack tech team introduction was by Kwanye and David Brady, as always. Keeps the video and audio going. So thank you very much. And the piano was played by Nobuko Kadama-san. Thank you very, very much. And are there any announcements? There were flowers by an anonymous person named Ruth. Any other announcements that anyone in the Sangha has? Okay, so, we have some visitors from California. If you'd like to stand up and wave to everyone, tell us who you are.
Well, I've been here many times, but I'll stand up and wave. I'm Yumi Yasuda, grew up here. So very happy to be back.
And I'm Kenya too, also. Sure. And you go.
Well, welcome back, and welcome. And today you're observing Shotsuki too. So that concludes our service for today. Let's have opening Gassho. So please place your palms together, bow your head, and let us think one more time on those who are observing Shotsuki today, and remember their contributions, and remember all of the deceased whose names we do not know from this month. And also be grateful for the life that we have. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Okay, thank you very much, and see you next time, and tell all your friends that we're open again. And an announcement that we forgot. Gotanye is in 2 weeks. That's Shinran's birthday. And Sokai is in 2 weeks also. And that's the annual meeting of the New York Buddhist Church Sangha. All are welcome to attend that meeting, but you have to be a pledged member in good standing to vote. I don't know if there are voting issues, but those are the general rules. So hope to see you at some or all of those.